Thank you guys for listening. This is Casey with the Aging Scene Kid podcast. I'm sitting here with a couple members of Alive and Well. Would you guys please give me your names and what you play?
Hi, my name is Matt Vernon. I play guitar and sing.
I am Mike Muley. I play bass and backup vocals.
Hey, nice. So could you guys give me a background of your band, just a history of, how you guys met, how you guys formed up, just all those details?
Yeah, the original idea of Alive and Well was started up in 2012 when I was moving out of New Jersey. So I had the idea of I quit my last band. I knew that I was going to be making a transition going from New Jersey to California. So I wanted to make some kind of project where I could take all those experiences and turn it into some kind of music. It was going to be like an acoustic project. So I moved, started writing some of the songs together. The portion of meeting Mike was actually really funny to us because I just got to San Diego. I didn't know anybody. I don't have any friends or family out here. And when I had some people kind of fly in for a New Year's Day trip, we were out drinking all night. And the next morning, I'm hungover at a bar, at this ramen bar, and my friends notice a kid that's sitting on the other side of the room wearing a hoodie that says the Chariots, which is such an abstract band to like. I was so hungover, I was like, I don't, that's fine. And my friends said, you should really go talk to him. He lives in your city. He likes, a band you like. You should really go. They're egging me on, come on, man, you should go talk to him. I'm like, I don't want to. But I was so hungover. I was like, I'm not talking to anybody. I don't want to make friends. I just want to sit here with my head down. And eventually he turned around and saw me just staring at his hoodie and just got up and walked right over. So for anybody who knows Mike, that's very much his MO.
Yeah. So what he didn't know on my side was I was meeting the girlfriend at the time's parents for the first time, and it was going horribly. So if anybody just looking at me was an out to talk to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was his escape route, and but as soon as we started talking, he was already in a band that's playing here. So I ended up jumping into his band, and then when that thing dissolved, I immediately snatched him up and asked him to play bass, even though he had never played bass for us.
Well, the best part about it was the band that before Alive and Well that stemmed from, the guitarist from that band left. I remember, Matt and I met at this ramen bar. I shot him out an email asking if he wanted to play guitar. Turns out we met each other 2 years prior through Craigslist and didn't realize that it was the same.
Yeah, so as soon as he picked up an email saying, here's the song, if you want to check it out, he then looked back through this thread. We had swapped a dozen emails or so wanting to start a project when I first got out here. And just time didn't work out, and I went broke pretty quick, so I had to focus on trying to not die. Yeah, the way of him and I meeting was weirdly serendipitous, but as soon as Mike was part of it, we found some other, we got the other guys in line, and immediately started playing.
Okay, nice. It's funny that you mentioned abstract and obscure bands, because I was looking at your all's Facebook today, and I noticed your number one influence is Midtown, which I love Midtown, so it was just crazy that you guys would put that as your the number one on your list of influences. I mean, was that specifically, did you put that there, or were you guys just listing out just bands?
Well, the whole idea of when we first started getting going was we want to bring pop punk back to the pop punk that we fell in love with. I'm not saying that pop punk now is bad, but we want to make it fun again.
Yeah, it's certainly now a lot of the pop punk that exists kind of dwells around this. I mean, everybody has bad days, everybody has negative thoughts and stuff like that. But there is a lot of music that's just kind of, rather than trying to encourage people to work through it, they always kind of we wanted to do something that kind of encouraged people some kind of positive thing. So Midtown being a band that we all kind of grew up on, we're all fans of. Mike by far is the biggest diehard in the band of Midtown.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're one of the only bands that I've ever followed on tour.
Oh, really?
From show to show. Yeah, I've been obsessed with them.
How many shows?
It was only 2. So it was, because they played, I used to live in Kentucky, so they Cincinnati and Louisville. So within the span of a week. So and they were touring with Reggie in the Full Effect. So I just basically just followed them like each show. So that's my only bragging rights for bands that I've actually followed from show to show.
Like yeah, like I mean, they were close to home, like being from Jersey and on drive through, like all of the drive through bands were kind of like what got us going in the first place. They did like Skate and Surf before it was Bamboozle. And yeah, I remember like I saw them. It was like them and Rufio, and I think Boy Sets Fire. Like it was on it was like a little tiny stage and at Skate and Surf. I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do with my life.
I mean, let's just keep going with as far as just like inspiration goes, because you kind of gather all this inspiration from these bands that you've seen in the past, as you're growing up. So what do you currently like when you're writing your music? What do you draw from as far as your inspiration goes, and like how do you turn that over into your songwriting process?
That's the cool thing of where we are as a band now is that the original EP was all stuff that I had, like I said, I'd written while I was moving. It was a couple of years of coming out here, getting established, but I just kept kind of just building up songs. But there's everything that I usually write. So it all strips down to I grew up on Green Day. Green Day was like the first band that I like kind of found as my own. I was raised with a bunch of different music, but that's the first thing I ever kind of found, and I was like, this speaks to me, whatever. And when I started playing guitar, that was the reason why I started playing guitar. So everything that we do, even though it gets more technical, it's not exactly up front and in your face like shredding kind of stuff. A lot of it is really subtle technical changes in parts, but it all really strips down to like 3-chord pop punk and stuff that you could easily put back on an acoustic guitar with one guy singing, or you could put in a full band arrangement. But now that we're getting into the place where the EP's done, we're starting to look at writing a full length. Now the influences of everybody in the band is actually starting to come through. So while Mike and I get along perfectly, we are different guitar players. Where he'll play something because he's more raw talent, and I'm more classically trained. So we write different things. So he'll play something that I go, I would have never written that. So and Brosgold is all over the board as far as his musical influences go. So Brosgold is our drummer. He shapes things in a way that I just don't have the rhythmic knowledge to be able to do it. So and Mike, what do you listen to that somehow starts pouring into what we do?
I do a lot of I mean, Every Time I Die is like my favorite thing. So I'm basically writing. When I write stuff, it's like an Every Time I Die riff for a cow hunt band. And there's like out of like the 1,000 riffs that I write, there's one that actually works without it just being an Every Time I Die rip off. But I mean, yeah, we're still getting that new sense of writing together. Like when Matt was saying, he had this whole thing written out before the band was actually formed. But now, like that, we have like a foundation of a band. We're starting to learn how to write together. So it's
it's cool. I had no problem like writing the original batch of music, and it'll always, for me, it's always going to be something that I want it to be somewhat challenging as a musician, but I never want it to be overbearing for the listener to be like, oh God, just move on, get past this part. Like I don't care how quickly you can play or how I want it to always just be fun and easy to listen to. I always want it to be catchy. So we're trying to walk that line of something that keeps us challenged and engaged as musicians, and still is something that's catchy to listen to.
So you guys said that you're starting to where you write together as bands. So what is your goal for the next album? I know you're, like you said, your EP just came out back in was it April?
So what was that?
When did your last EP come out? It was April.
That came out June 2nd, 2016. So we just passed the 1-year anniversary.
Oh, okay. I didn't know why it was in April. But so okay, yeah. So it's been a bit. When's your goal for releasing the next album? Is it going to be? Do you plan on doing it full length or EP, or what are you thinking?
I'd like to. It almost doesn't make sense anymore to do full lengths. With the way that it's circulated now through Spotify, people downloading things. Singles have been the way to go, and people want it's easier to put out an EP, but I just kind of believe it's a rite of passage as a band. While it's expensive, while it's cumbersome, I would like to do a full length. I want to do at least 10 tracks. One big kind of idea. So I would like that to be the goal. We're hoping to be able to move in on that probably by the end of this year or early 2018.
Okay, nice. So does technology, I guess you mentioned Spotify briefly, with that new technology, does it influence like your overall writing, aspect when you write a song? I mean, does it, or like when you start thinking about like, what your next steps are, does technology really have an impact on that, or do you kind of just do your own thing?
I don't really think the technology that we're influenced by that aspect of it. We know it's going to get out there. If anything, it's a difference of like, we haven't pressed our last EP to a physical copy. We just have download cards because we've sat at the merch table and have watched like, a kid come up, pick up a CD, stare at it, and say like, I don't really know how to play. I don't know how to play this song. So if anything, the only reason why the technology is influenced it is that we don't put money into things that don't get used. We'd rather just put it up on Spotify and Apple Music but as far as like the songwriting aspect of it, it doesn't affect that.
Okay, cool. So congratulations, you guys are we can officially say that you're playing Warped Tour.
Thank you.
I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. Like, what were you guys like freaking out when you found out? Like, where were you when you found out about this? And did you like?
You have no idea. So I woke up just like every day. Like I wake up and like first thing I do is like stretch, check my email. Like literally, like just like wake up, stretch out my arms, grab my phone, check the email. And I saw that we got like the confirmation that was won. And I think I had a seizure. I just had a full-blown meltdown. I texted everybody, and everybody was just like freaking out.
Did they email you, or did you have to go to their site with the winners to find out?
Well, they gave us, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but we had a confirmation before they confirmed us, like asking us if we can actually play. So just making sure like we can play the date. But like just having like that email come through, like the band email was insane. It's a dream that any musician in this kind of genre has. It's been like stage work for, man.
It's like the childhood bucket list, like dream stuff to be able to. Like, a long time ago, I played like the Ernie Ball hike stage stuff, and we have friends who've done like the locals stage, the little rinky-dink trailer they open up, and it's awesome. It's awesome just to say you're playing at Warped Tour. It's a completely different thing to know that you're going to have to share the stage with these acts that some of the bands that we grew up with, some of the bands that they're relatively new to us, but we're in love with already, and just having that much room. Like we've already had to have conversations about like, we've never had this much room on stage as a band. Let's not, knock ourselves unconscious or running around in circles. Like we're already excited about the fact that we have this much room to work with.
If you've seen the live show from Live and Well, that's a promise we can't keep. we have some fun up on stage.
So are you guys going to get lonely being that far apart, or are you just going to be like packed together in one tight little ball on stage because you're not used to that much room?
Like separation anxiety, we're just going to be gathered together. Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting. I'm really curious from a music standpoint. Like, we know it's a short set. We know it's like opening, but as soon as they open the stage, that's the stage that floods out. So I mean, we've got some friends and some family and some people that are going to like go to see check us out, but we're gonna be exposed to a ton of people that never would have called us before. So it's huge for us. Yeah,
it's amazing. Like I couldn't even imagine like what it'd be like. Unfortunately, I live in Austin, so I'll be seeing the one in San Antonio, so I can't see you guys. But
hopefully next year we've got all the dates.
Yeah, right. That'd be amazing. That's so crazy though. Like it blows me away because like especially because I mean the competition for that was so high, and it just kind of, I mean, it really just speaks for your all talent, and what you're doing. I mean, it just really shows
There's a lot.
that how how good you guys really are.
Thank you. There's definitely a lot of factors that we started to see that competition. Well, most of the channels, or whatever they called them, there's like 7,000 available channels on that website, and most of them were bands. Some of them were like fan pages that were built. So I think we ended somewhere like in the top 15 out of 7,000. So, and that's multiple things to speak to. That's friends and family being so over the top about like making sure they're playing through videos and spreading the word of it. The other side of it was a testimony to Mike's diligence on the social media side of things, where he really does spend so much time every day, a lot of time on his phone, through direct messages on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and really is contacting people on this like one-to-one basis, which I think people really did appreciate. Like we don't have any spam. Thanks for adding us. Check out the link. We don't have that auto messaging. It's Mike actually going to someone's account, looking at their photos, going, oh, they would be interested in what we do. Hey, Rachel, what's up? This is Mike from Alive and Well. But the amount of time that takes is just, I've been in a lot of bands. There's really not a lot of people that I have ever met that will log the amount of time that Mike will to get people and get them excited. Like these people, it became their mission too to help spread this word. So us landing where we did is from the people that have already supported us continuing to do so, and from Mike just drilling social media and really using it to our advantage.
That's really cool. I didn't even think about that aspect of it either.
The coolest part about it is like when I do those things, like, and I see those kids at the shows. Yeah, like especially like the local shows. Like when I'm like, hey, like we're in any show we play in San Diego, I'm still doing the same thing I did before. We're just like, hey, we have a show tonight, like whatever, sending out messages. And when they show up, and it's just cool. Like it actually happened last night. I met a kid in a bar. There was an Emo night in San Diego last night, and we're all like hanging out. And this kid was like, hey, you're Mike from Alive and Well. I'm like, you're Dominic from Facebook. and we were just like, done. Like it would.
Yeah, Mike has earned the new nickname. It's Mike from the Internet. People are like, oh, Mike from the Internet.
Awesome. So yeah, I think that's about all I have as far as questions go for you guys. Is there? I mean, unless there's anything else that you kind of wanted to add or anything like that.
No, man. I mean, if you want to, we do have From Basements to Beach. It's still available through Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes, everything like that. We do have a new single that we're going to get ready to announce. So when you're putting this out, that'll be a new thing that we're gonna put out. And then late summer. Yeah, just find us on the internet, add us, follow our stuff, and hopefully we'll come play your town soon. We're looking to tour as much as we can.